This is probably the most important thing that you're going to hear today. Maybe the most important thing you've heard in your lifetime so far. Last night I was watching Mary Poppins with my children. And the truth in Mary Poppins is the truth in life. That the imagination is the most powerful force. And what you can imagine for yourself is a key driver of the experience that you're going to have in life. Now, children understand this. Children live in a state of awe and wonder. Naturally, they're extremely happy. That's why people love being around babies and around young children, is because they have that purity and innocence where they're still in awe and in wonder. And that's the state that we learn really fast in. And children do learn very fast. They learn much quicker than adults because they're able to stay in that emotional state. And that is proven in the learning research. So as our consciousness descends, as things get heavier upon us, it becomes more difficult to learn, that it becomes more difficult to imagine the kind of future that you want to have. It becomes more difficult to live in a state of awe and wonder. We know this from the research that heart rate variability is a great predictor for aging. It's a great predictor for longevity. So the heart energy really matters. It's proven in science. It's been proven for many, many decades. And yet, as adults, we find it difficult to understand these sorts of truths. Now, the best mentors that I've worked with and the people I've paid the most, tens of thousands of dollars to learn from, they all have a mystical understanding of existence. They all point to books around parapsychological phenomenon. Why is that? Why is it that, one, they're having a better experience of life, statistically, financially, health-wise, than the common man? And they have a different understanding of how the world works to the common man. Mary Poppins has this answer within it, the imagination. Imagination is the most powerful force. Albert Einstein had a quote around this same thing. So for the unbelieving adult, the place that I start is with having you imagine and achieve the impossible physically. 5-ball juggle, be able to juggle again with your feet, be able to do a handstand, be able to bounce and jump and run again, and feel youthful in your physical experience of life, and feel that you're able to rewire. And if you can, learn not to be frustrated during that development process. Learn to extract joy and cultivate your state as you go through these learning experiences, because you'll learn it faster. You may even experience flow state. You may even experience control of your brainwaves to be able to learn faster. All of this stuff is scientifically proven and verifiable. Now, the fun begins when you ascend to the next level of the spiral, because this physical excellence comes from qualities like discipline and toughness. And these, in the spiral dynamic, the Claire Graves model, is the red and the blue. But then we get to the orange, the side of achievement, the side of winning, competition. We're doing that in business. Like, I want to have something that's very successful. Now, most shy away from that. When you have a job and you settle for a job, you settle for not being competitive anymore and not putting yourself into the market to be able to succeed. And the vast majority of men that I speak to, they've had this side of themselves either never been activated, or it's been broken, or they've bought a bunch of different things and they never really did anything. They weren't in an environment that was able to bring that out in them, other than maybe sports. The place that most men feel most at home is within sports, because that's how you can get into the flow state. That's how you can have a better experience of life, a real experience of life. Children are able to get into that state all the time in playing. The only real way to learn is through play, being in that state of awe and wonder. Everything else where something's just getting drilled into the brain, it's not really learning. So how is it that we can go through this spiral of development? First is to experience this physical development. Be able to juggle, be able to handstand, understand without any doubt you can rewire your brain. You can have a different physical experience of existence. Then learn how to make some money. Stop having money being a stress in your life and be able to get to the point where, okay, the money thing is fine. It doesn't matter what that point is. If that point for you is that you're making a few $1,000s a month and you know that you only spend $1,000 a month, happy days. You're getting richer. Money is not an issue. You can ascend. How do you ascend? What do you do when you ascend? You add to the collective. The next level is the green level, and it's being able to contribute to the collective. Now, we constantly work on all of the levels, and we have to have acceptance and ability to operate on all of the levels. But if you can be adding to the collective, if you can add value to the brotherhood, as we do in Uncommon Success, we require these stages of development within the system. So to stay in the environment is to develop yourself along the lines of the human development model of Claire Graves, which is a beautiful and the best model that I've seen. We have around 7 different psychological models that we use within Uncommon Success. One of them is the spiral. Following the green level is the yellow, the holistic, the ability to be able to make money with ease and to be able to be consistently disciplined, to have athletic excellence, to be contributing to the collective, and to be able to smoothly move between these. It's a whole other level unto itself. It's not part of the first set of levels of human development. And the challenge is to build an environment around yourself that demands that of you, that requires that of you. According to Graves, that's the only way. You can't get there from meditating on it. You can't get there from thinking about it or being aware of it. You can only get there from having an environment that demands you to consistently display those traits and those characteristics. So I've built a game around that. I'm building physical locations around the world that allow that experience. Mary Poppins got it. The children of Mary Poppins got it. My children get it. Every child gets it. And then they see that adults don't get it, and of course they role model the adults. Adults learn how not to live in a state of wonder and joy. We have these natural stages of development. The work of Joseph Chilton Pearce is another of the gems that I was introduced to by my mentor, Paul. Joseph Chilton Pearce encourages us to go through the natural stages of development. The first is going from living in the womb to living in the physical world. We all did that one. If you're watching this, you went through that stage. And there's a natural development of the psychology that happens. The 0 to 7 is about forming a very strong bond with your mother or your father, with somebody, feeling very safe and very connected. The next level beyond that is learning how to operate in the world. And we kind of get that. 7 to 14, we have a broken version of that within the modern education system. By 14, the Amish have finished school within the Common Sense University that Ben Patrick is developing. By 14, you've finished school. At 8, the Amish children are able to operate a small shop alone. Now, why is it that we don't develop? And what is the next level and the next stages of development that all of my mentors are pointing me to? Bob Proctor directed me to read resources and materials that don't make sense according to anything that I saw at university or in the traditional schooling system. Now, if we're going to explore these things according to the work of Gurdjieff and Uspensky, we have to put ourselves in a schooling environment to explore and to expand. So you have to have physical locations around the world to be able to dive deep into this. But we also have possibilities with online learning and regular connection. We are entangled at a distance. The work of the field, Lynn McTaggart. There's a lot of work being done on non-local psychology, parapsychology. It's well documented. You can say all that research is a lie. You can say that a lot of the most intelligent people who've studied the most don't know what they're talking about, and that you do. But once you experience it, once you experience different psychological states, you can't deny it. So the challenge is, like Mary Poppins set forth, to be able to cultivate altered states of consciousness and to experience them for yourself, to know for yourself, not to be guided, not to know because you read it in a book, but once you experience these things, then you can't doubt them anymore. But we need to go through these stages. Get in the best shape of your life, build yourself to a position of financial abundance, and along the way, explore, learn, see how far you can go in this lifetime. That's what I learned from Mary Poppins. If you'd like to come along this journey, you can start for free, man.uncom.io, to follow my journey and the path that I've been going along. We have workshops every month. There are hundreds of men, thousands of men now, coming along on this journey on different levels. The fun for me is in building physical locations around the world to see how far we can go with this. I wished I would have been experiencing this and had maybe parents who understood it, or schooling system that was designed to get the best out of me. But what I have now is what I've created, and the opportunity that exists for me at 40. Regardless of what stage you're in life now, you could experience a lot more. The fun of life, the joy, is in experiencing a lot more, or at least testing it. For me, if I had to experience just this reality that I have now of financial abundance, building villages, talking to men about business and how to get in great shape, if that was all I was going to experience for the next 50 years, that would be disappointing. That would be sad to me. I don't want to just continue to experience what I'm experiencing now. The fun is in the evolution of what the next thing is. Now, I understand that for a lot of men, the challenge is simply to be able to get in decent shape, be able to get your time back. I've conquered those things, and it's quite easy for me to do that. It's quite easy for me to guide other men to do that. And so I continue to improve those systems and the support network around that. But there's another conversation here as well for those who have also conquered those challenges, those levels. It's a game. It's a fun game. What can you contribute to the brotherhood? And then how do you create the optimal environments for these altered state experiences? When you experience them, you know that it's the good stuff. Now, there's a lot of people doing that with breath work and doing that with different drugs. Personally, the drug state doesn't make sense to me. It's not the path that I'm going down at the moment. I don't know, maybe it's changing. It's not set in stone, but on a basic, simple level, understanding the work of David Hawkins and the levels of consciousness, understanding heart rate variability and how to manipulate heart rate variability. Like these are altered states, but they're moderately altered. They're first entry-level steps, and they're beautiful, and it's a better way to exist, and anyone can experience them. It does go much further. I've experienced going further, and I'm curious, I'm interested to continue to learn and to continue to go further. So if this is a path that you would like to go down, we have a journey ahead. I'm open to collaboration, connection, contribution, to contribute to your journey and to have you coincide with what we're doing here, because it is about the collective consciousness. It is about the subconscious, which is divine and infinitely connected. So we go on the journey. Drop me a message if you listen to this and if it resonates, if you have questions, if you have materials, recommendations. What should I explore here? What do I need to learn that maybe I haven't learned about so far? Where should we take the discussion? If you would like to present to hundreds of men who are curious about this type of discussion as a progression together with the athletic and richer journey, let me know. Have an amazing day.